policies and programs unveiled by the government has met with intense criticisms from the opposition parties, while Nepali Congress has termed them as a compilation of glossy assurances unveiled without any adequate preparation. Lawmakers have even alleged that the policies and programs would be detrimental to the jurisdiction of the local and provincial governments. Good morning, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Opposition parties harshly criticize the government's policies and programs. Even lawmakers of ruling coalition say the programs are short-sighted and would be challenging to implement. Publication of SEE results likely to be delayed due to the delay in assessment of answer sheets, attributed to scarcity of staff at district education development and coordination units. At least 41 killed after a Russian plane made an emergency landing and burst into flames at Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow. An English Premier League club, Chelsea, qualify for the UEFA Champions League next season. Manchester United and Arsenal to miss out from the elite European Championship. Even the lawmakers associated with the ruling coalition have objected to the government's policies and programs. Prime Minister and Nepal Communist Party Chairman KP Sharma Oli directed the ruling party lawmakers not to speak against the policies and programs. However, the lawmakers of the ruling coalition stated that the policies and programs failed to abide by the people's aspirations and that the implementation would be challenging as well. At the Nepal Communist Party's parliamentary party meeting held on Saturday, Prime Minister Oli had directed its lawmakers to try to avoid making any comments on the policies and programs and, if necessary, only to make appreciative remarks. However, the lawmakers not only expressed their doubt on the implementation of the programs, but also raised questions against the government regarding the increasing incidents of corruption and irregularities. The remarks are contrary to the claim made by the Prime Minister that the policies and programs were one of the best issued by the government. This reveals that the government did not indulge in adequate discussions with the ruling lawmakers before unveiling the policies and programs, and also the persisting factionalism within the party. The opposition parties have sternly criticized the government, alleging that its policies and programs were mostly unplanned and over-ambitious. Speaking at the discussion on the policies and programs that kicked off yesterday, the opposition lawmakers went on to blame the government of not being honest towards federalism and republicanism. As soon as the meeting started, leader of the main opposition, Nepali Congress, Sherbahadur Deua, alleged that the government's policies and programs mocked the achievements made through the people's sacrifices instead of protecting them. Another Congress lawmaker, Dr. Minendra Rizal, said that the government had endangered the norms of federalism and republicanism by drawing the president's position into controversy. Meanwhile, the opposition parties, including Nepali Congress, have tabled a 6-point amendment proposal over the policies and programs. Many lawmakers also expressed their discontent, citing that the policies and programs were aimed at weakening the local and provincial governments and consolidating power and jurisdiction in the center. Moving on, meanwhile, the main opposition party, Nepali Congress, has termed the government's policies and programs as a compilation of glossy assurances unveiled without any adequate preparation. Speaking at the discussion on the policies and programs that kicked off at the House of Representatives yesterday, Nepali Congress Parliamentary Party leader Sherbahadur Deua said that the policies and programs mostly comprised 2-year and 4-year plans, due to which they would fail to produce any results in the 1-year period. Deua added that the double-digit economic growth would also not be possible, as the country had failed to attract foreign investment due to the government's sluggish performance. Deua also alleged the government of making the president address the parliament as in the capacity of the British Queen, and that it would not augur well for republicanism. Nepali Congress lawmakers criticized the policies and programs, citing that the government had failed to come up with any concrete strategy to increase agricultural production and employment, along with alleviating the trade deficit. Lawmakers of Rashtriya Janata Party also criticized the policies and programs, alleging them of being false assurances. Prior to the discussion, Rashtriya Janata Party's lawmaker Girish Chandra Lal obstructed the parliament meeting, demanding disclosure of the report prepared by the Girish Chandra Lal Commission. The meeting resumed after Speaker Krishna Bahadur Mahara drew the government's attention to unveil the commission's report. The discussion on the policies and programs is slated to be held until the 7th of May. The scarcity of staff at the Education Office has affected the assessment of the Secondary Education Examination SE's answer papers. Although a month has passed since the examination, the coding of answer papers in a majority of districts has yet to be completed. The publication of SEE results this year thus is likely to be delayed. There are altogether 51 different centers around the country to examine SEE answer papers. The District Education Development and Coordination Unit in the centers are required to undergo the coding of the answer sheets before assigning the sheets to the respective subject teachers. After coding, any examiner would have no idea what answer sheet belongs to which student. However, even the coding of answer sheets is pending in a majority of districts, let alone checking the papers. There has been scarcity of staff even at the exam controller's office. The delay in the publication of exam results due to the lack of adequate staff would affect the further schedule of the students, including admission to their desired colleges. The Ministry of Education needs to pay serious heed towards the situation and make some concrete efforts to resolve the issue at the earliest. Matagadi Rural Municipality is located at the southern part of Palpa district, adjacent to Rupandehi and Nolparasi districts. The village is a collaborated version of the rural municipalities of similar nature in the district. In this context, well, as the service seekers of Matagadi Rural Municipality, what is their take on the service delivery at their village? Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
कर्मचारीहरुको कमी छ पुरा चाहिँ नि भएको छैन दरबन्दी अब त्यसमा चाहिँ खास गरी चाहिँ नि भन्नु पर्दाखेरि शिक्षा क्षेत्रको अनि प्राविधिकमा चाहिँ विद्युत क्षेत्रको चाहिँ नि प्राविधिकहरुको अभाव छ त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि यो काम सम्पन्न हुनमा चाहिँ अलिकति चाहिँ नि समस्या भएको छ
कर्मचारीहरुको अभाव ले गर्दा यहाँ भित्र कामका थातीहरु त लागेका छन् लाग्दा रहेछन् अनि यहाँ भ्याएसम्म यहाँका कर्मचारीहरुले छिटो छरितो ढंगले काम सम्पन्न गरिरहनु भएको छ
काम त के छिटो ढिलो के हो के चाहिने पनि हरेक चीज उटा बिर्स्यो लिन गयो उटा लिन्जा भन्छ अर्को लिन्जा भन्छ
एउटा सानो उसले पुगेन कागजले गर्दाखेरि अब त्यसैको लागि हामी घर जाँदैछौं फेरि फर्केर आउनु पर्ने भयो
सेवा सुविधाहरु सजिलो भयो नजिक घरबाट आउन जान अब तानसिन गए बास बस्न पर्छ यहाँ बास बस्न परे हैन त्यही हो
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is your take on the lawmakers affiliated with the ruling coalition themselves criticizing the government's policies and programs? Your options are A, lack of knowledge, B, flawed policies and programs, and C, effect of factionalism. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With this, let us move on to the sports news.
Sports news.
English Premier League club Chelsea are certain to feature at the UEFA Champions League next season. Chelsea saw Watford 3-0 in the game week 37 match to climb to the third position in the EPL table. Chelsea now have 71 points following the win at Stamford Bridge. Meanwhile, Tottenham Hotspur have also secured their Champions League berth. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, David Luiz and Gonzalo Higuain scored a goal each in Chelsea's win. First half of the match had ended in a goalless stalemate, but two headers within the space of 3 minutes from Loftus-Cheek and David Luiz turned the match around. A draw each for Manchester United and Arsenal in their respective fixtures helped the elite European aspirations of Chelsea and Spurs. In a very significant match, Arsenal were held at a 1-1 draw by Brighton and Hove Albion. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had put Arsenal ahead, but Glenn Murray equalized for Brighton to shatter Arsenal's Champions League aspirations. Manchester United shared a similar plight as they were held by relegated side Huddersfield at 1-1. Both Arsenal and Manchester United have 66 points each. Huddersfield, Fulham and Cardiff City have been relegated from the Premier League this season. It is now time for a special segment of The Beat. With influential Madhya-based leader Upendra Yadav and Naya Shakti Party led by prominent leader Bavaram Vatrai created quite a few ripples in the Nepalese political fraternity this week. Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum, a ruling coalition partner, has 16 seats at the House of Representatives, while Naya Shakti does not have the identity of a political party as Bavaram Vatrai is the sole representative in the parliament. We at this time can only hope that the union of these two parties, which seems unnatural to say the least, does not just carry circumstantial significance but augur well in the long run for national politics. A Nepalese teenager danced continuously for 126 hours to set a Guinness World Record on longest dancing marathon by an individual, a feat previously held by an Indian national. At a function held at the Prime Minister's official residence Balatar, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli honored the 18-year-old girl Vandana Nepal for achieving the feat. Vandana Nepal, a resident of Dhankuta district in eastern Nepal, confirmed the official confirmation from the Guinness Records on Friday. Vandana Nepal is past the record set by Kalamandalam Hemlatha, who danced continuously for 123 hours and 15 minutes back in 2011. A new study has argued that world-famous artist Leonardo da Vinci had left his trademark painting, the Mona Lisa, unfinished because he gravely injured his arm when he fainted in the course of the painting. The cause of the Renaissance artist's disability has been debated by art historians for centuries, and in recent years, partial paralysis as a result of a stroke has emerged as the dominant theory. However, two senior Italian doctors now claim to have solved the mystery, having studied a drawing of Da Vinci by an obscure Lombard artist. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day ahead.